Coming up on North Springs News, is graffiti art walls of expression or just vandalism? We hit the streets to hear from the artists themselves.
Plus, we're tackling the challenge of sports without a stadium. Football, soccer, and lacrosse are finding ways to keep the season alive, and we've got the inside story from our athletic director.
And other countries are taming technology by considering social media bans for teens. We asked Spartan administrators their opinions about that possibility here.
Those stories are on the way. The NSN starts right now.
Welcome to the NSN. I'm Amai Marie Richardson.
And I'm Marina Falero. Today we have a great show ahead of us.
Hey Marina, have you ever been walking downtown Atlanta and saw all the wonderful graffiti?
Oh, it's amazing.
Right? Jordan Newsom has just a story for you.
Thanks, guys. Is graffiti vandalism or art? According to a YouGov poll from April 2024, nearly 7 in 10 Americans say that graffiti is art, while 23% disagree and 9% aren't sure. One thing is for certain, graffiti is making its mark on downtown Atlanta, and the artists behind these bold designs are proud of their work.
What is the purpose behind public art? Public art, like forms of graffiti, give a location its sense of place. Some graffiti tag names specific to Atlanta are Sokum, I-Beam, and Vane. Sometimes, a company pays an artist to paint a mural. These murals usually have a specific message to its viewer, whether it promotes the business or is a simple message to carry through life.
I enjoy the idea of artists getting paid for murals. A new business coming in town and wanting to commemorate the vibe and the culture of the city, so they install a mural or some graffiti. Typically what'll end up happening is somebody will say, hey, we want to commission somebody to do graffiti or artwork somewhere at this particular spot, and then they'll reach out to somebody like me and say, hey, can you document this process?
Public art displayed by an average person may not have such a direct meaning. These pieces tend to be more personal to the artist, often displaying topics or emotions from their personal life.
I do not see graffiti as harmful for the most part. I think it can have elements where some people kind of get a little too carried away, but for the most part, no, I don't see it as harmful. A lot of the tags I see, more so people names, and a lot of graffiti artists, they have a particular name that they go by, so sometimes they will graffiti their name. Other times, whether it be here in Atlanta or New York or other places where I see graffiti, they'll graffitis, sometimes their particular neighborhood, their particular set that they may be a part of, and stuff like that.
Public art in Atlanta surfaced in the 1980s near the railroads. Artists saw their trains as moving canvases that would transport their art past city limits. Throughout the years, railroad art has embedded itself into the city culture of Atlanta.
Whether you see it as art or an eyesore, graffiti is shaping the look and feel of Atlanta's streets. And for many artists, it's a way to tell their story one wall at a time.
Thanks, Jordan. That was a great story. Marina?
North Springs High School is getting a new building. However, for that building to be constructed, our football field got torn down, leaving many of our sports teams without a home field and with many challenges ahead of them. We talked to some coaches and athletes. Let's see how they feel about it.
It's a little bit harder as a coach because you have to get kids to buy into the fact that you have to get on a bus every day, that you have to go to a middle school field that's not in the best shape.
I mean, it definitely presents challenges, but, the kids have done a good job coming on time after school, get on the buses and getting over there as fast as possible.
But with my group, I feel like we did a pretty good job last year of just buying into the challenge of it all and just buying into the fact, look, nobody else does this, but why do we have it? It's not an excuse. Don't let it be an excuse of poor performance.
It was extremely sorry, especially when it was wet outside, considering all the mud, all the dirt patches, you know what I'm saying? Being at the middle school field was pretty sorry, if I do say so myself.
Nobody shows up to our games, so our games are kind of dead.
Here joining us, we have Keith Thomas, our athletic director. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
So for our first question, we want to know that for the teams that have been affected by this, what challenges have they faced the most?
The teams most affected would It's actually all of them, not having to just go outside and just go straight to practice. But I would say mostly would be football because they have more equipment than everyone else. So they have to travel with their equipment every day. And especially for games, it's a lot more equipment that they have to travel with. So for them, it's more difficult because when you deal with equipment and your concessions and that involves band and cheer and all of that as well. So moving all of those components every Friday can be challenging, but it's fun and rewarding as well. So because we get to still have it.
Yes, and we know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes between administration and setting up where each team goes. So how do you guys ensure that all the sports are treated fairly when space and time are limited?
Very carefully, because I don't want anyone to feel cheated on their time. So I have to put together a very good schedule, practice-wise and game-wise. So when say, for instance, lacrosse and soccer have the same season at the same time. So I have to make sure when one has a game, the field is available for the other one to have practice and vice versa. So days that they do have practice on the same day, they have to split the field. So they just kind of together, work out timing, so on and so forth. But it requires a lot of planning beforehand to make sure no one feels cheated and everyone gets the proper amount of practice time.
How do you think that impacts the athletes and coaches with the transportations and the different logistics that you guys have to go through?
It's challenging, especially for my coaches. Well, for the staff as well. I mean, students as well, because it is longer days. Because now, like I said earlier, you're not just going outside to practice. Now you have to wait on the bus to come after school to pick us up and then take us to another location to practice. And then you practice and then you have a bus ride home back to the school and then your transportation home. So we have that extends your day for everyone. So if you're a student, that's less time that you might be able to have relaxing or studying the things that you need to study because you have more travel time that you have to allot for. And same for the coaches as well. It's less time with your family because you're spending more time away from them with the additional travel that we have to meet. So it puts a lot more pressure on everyone. So it puts a lot more pressure on me as well because I want to make sure everyone is mentally stable and not getting burnt out with their sport or coaching or whatever they're doing. So it's challenging, but we've been making it work.
And for a look into the future here, what are the plans for the new stadium and what's the timeline on that?
The new stadium will be completed where we will be able to have activities fall of 2028. And it's going to be very exciting. As far as the main multi-purpose stadium, it'll be the largest stadium in our region, in our county for the schools. So it'll have all of the bells and whistles with the LED lights and updated sound system and all of that. Will be present. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll be able to host more events. We'll have a regular size 8-lane track so we can start hosting track meets here on campus, which will boost school spirit. So everything that they're doing and being built will have the latest and greatest, and it'll bring the community in more, which is also always a plus for us. And I mean, it'll just be a great, exciting time for everyone. So I am personally really looking forward to the new facilities and being completed.
And for our last question, if you could speak directly to students and their parents affected by this, what would you say?
I would say just be patient. It's a process. We've been fortunate enough to not have to lose any sports for any sports for a long period of time. We've been able to maintain. We've lessened travel times. The process for everything is getting better every year. and we're still competitive. We're still competing in every sport. So that would be the message that I have. Don't run out. Don't give up on us. We're still here. We're still a Spartan Nation, strong, thriving. Just be patient, and everything is it's already good. It's just getting better.
Thank you so much for talking to us today, Coach Thomas. It was a pleasure having you.
My pleasure.
Coming up on the North Springs News, social media bans are ramping up in other countries. We asked students and teachers if it's a good idea in the U.S. next. Stay with us. You are watching the NSN.
I need an AP to see her. We have a student choking down on the floor. She's choking. Are you okay? Are you choking? What were y'all doing? What happened?
Hey,
what happened?
What's going on, Officer Hasty?
What's going on? What happened?
What's up? What's that young lady's name? Ladies, what happened?
It was the boys.
The boys what?
They passed their debate
Okay, now, where are the boys at now?
in the bathroom.
Okay, let me go check. Fellas, come on out. What are y'all doing in here?
Nothing.
Now, the young ladies told me y'all have something, so come on with me. Come on out with me. Come on out. You got something on you. Y'all come on out. Yeah. Come on out, guys. Fellas, right now. So, ma'am, had to call you about your daughter. Seems to be that she's been vaping at school.
Excuse me?
Your daughter, she's been vaping.
Not my child.
Yes, your child. She was caught with a vape. Supposedly got it from some young men, and her and a group of young ladies decided they were going to partake in it. And now we've had to call the ambulance.
What?
And yes.
Where's my child? I need to see my child.
Come on, let's go. I'll take you.
This is ridiculous.
Are you okay? Are you really were vaping? Have you lost your mind? I didn't raise you like that.
Who gave it to you? Who gave this to my child?
I can't let you know who did that. I can't.
I'm sorry. You think I'm playing with you? I done raised you better than this. You could have died. I can really take her home. I can take her myself.
Okay, I had to resuscitate her in order for her to come back.
Welcome back to North Springs News. The construction for the new building appears to be on time. Unfortunately, we're seniors, so we won't be able to see it at all.
I hope to see it on social media. Speaking of social media, Australia has banned teens 16 and under from even making an account. Marina, when did you make your first snap?
Oh, I was like 9 or 10.
Same. Now that Europe's considering this law, we asked administrators about what they think bringing it to the US. December 10th, Australia passed a law banning popular social media sites for teens 16 and under. It deactivates current accounts and forbids them from creating new ones. Other countries are now also considering this change. We asked Spartan administrators what they think about this idea coming to the US.
I am not really aware of the specifics of the ban, but I've kind of heard a few things about it. I personally think it is a very good idea to limit social media access. I'll date myself specifically, but social media came out like when I was in college and it was a new thing. And I've seen how it has grown and changed and seen continual negative effects for the most part, and minus some minor positives for like advertising for restaurants or something like that. It tends to create a lot of negative opportunities for people, especially young people who aren't quite sure of how to handle that and how to communicate effectively. So I don't think there should be maybe a worldwide ban on social media, but I think limiting its access would only help improve young people's lives.
So I have heard about this. I did read about it, and I am in full support. I wish we would do it. In fact, I wish we would get rid of social media altogether because I don't think the effects are worth what you think that it's so great right now for?
How do I feel about it? I think that students under 16, I think it's probably good for them to not be on social media. Your brains are developing at this time. There's too much misinformation that is being given out and that you think is truth. I think you compare yourself a lot to other people on there. You already do that in real life. It's too much to do that also on social media. I think by the time you're 16, you get a little bit more real world experience. You have a little bit more understanding of what's going on. So I'm here for it. I like it. You can still text, you can still call your friends, just not these randos.
That was very enlightening, Marina.
Yes, it was. Unfortunately, we've reached the end of our show. I'm Marina Falero.
I'm Amaya Marie Richardson.
As always, thank you for watching, and this is
The NSN.